This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Thursday, the 16th day of April in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here is what we're tracking tonight. The chairperson of the Guyana Elections Commission, Justice Claudette Singh, has indicated to commissioners that she will make her decisions on the proposals for the recount known to them by tomorrow via email. The commission met today for just over 3 hours. According to two of the commissioners, the meeting focused heavily on the length of time it will take for the recount to be completed, using the various proposals put forward to the Commission. Those proposals are now expected to guide the decision of the chairperson.
All of the decisions that you expected to hear us reporting on this afternoon will be communicated to us by the chairperson via an email tomorrow. She has heard all of the submissions made by both sides of the table. She has been guided by suggestions and advice from Dr. Farijan, who is present in our meetings. She has communicated to and has reported to be in communication with the Secretary General of CARICOM in relation to the return of the team. And those decisions will be communicated to us via email tomorrow, she says.
Opposition-nominated Commissioner says Gunaraj is holding out that the Commission could put 20 workstations in place for the recount. Those workstations would utilize both inside and outside of the Arthur Chung Convention Center.
I want to speak to my proposal of 20. I believe that I have sufficiently justified my proposal, both in the document and supplemented that orally, and it has been done by all the members of my side. I'd want to suggest that the other proposals have also been articulated to her, and this is no, she is, I believe, is capable, and I know I am confident in her ability to make the right decision.
On the other hand, government-nominated Commissioner Vincent Alexander said while his proposal is for 8 workstations, the idea of having 20 workstations set up using the outside of the convention center should be dismissed.
This is a concern that I had raised on a number of occasions in making my own presentation, because the calculations show that if we were to have 20 workstations, we're going to have somewhere in the vicinity of 300 persons assembly. And it's my humble opinion that in the context of COVID, that you cannot have 300 persons assembly in one place at this time.
It was revealed that the chairperson indicated to the Commission today that CARICOM has expressed some concern about the exercise utilizing 20 workstations. CARICOM, which has been invited to observe the process, may be concerned that a large number of workstations will call for a large number of people to be present at the venue at the time, even as there are issues related to social gatherings in wake of the coronavirus pandemic. It was also revealed that while CARICOM has not decided on the number of persons who will make up its team, it has sought information from GCOM about the possibility of the recount being video streamed to those who might not be able to make it. The chairperson is expected to decide on that issue also. Once the chairperson hands down her decisions tomorrow on the recount, the official order for that recount could be gazetted by this weekend. More news coming up in a moment.
Parents and guardians, you are encouraged to tune in to the Guyana Learning Channel, Cable 29 or Channel 42 for daily educational and interactive learning sessions. The nursery program airs from 6 hours to 9 hours. Primary programs from 9 hours to 12 noon. We also air informative documentaries from 12 noon to 13 hours, and our secondary level programs are aired from 13 hours to 15 hours. Please continue to listen to our radio broadcasts. The interactive radio instruction for grades 1 to 3 daily on Voice of Guyana from 9 hours 30 to 10 hours for grade 1 pupils, from 10 hours 30 to 11 hours for grade 2s, and 13 hours to 13 hours 30 for grade 3 pupils. Please remember to tune in to benefit from these educational opportunities. A message from the Ministry of Education.
The world is grappling with an attack to the body's immune system. Many are dying daily from a most dreaded virus of pandemic proportions. Recent studies adopted by local medical experts shows vitamin C and D are finally being used in the conventional treatment of the novel coronavirus. Boost your immune system with the ultimate booster now available at Sheriff Medical Center on Sheriff Street. Following all medical guidelines, the immune booster is taken intravenously direct to the bloodstream to guard the system from COVID-19. A mixture of glutathione, vitamin C and E, all working together to form a defense barrier against viruses. Time is critical as the virus rages on. Sheriff Medical Center, we are in the global fight to save humanity.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
The following is an important message from the Ministry of Public Health. When should you use a face mask? A medical mask is not required for members of the public who do not have respiratory illness symptoms. Wear a mask if you are coughing or sneezing constantly. For healthy people, wear a mask only if you are caring for a person suspected to have COVID-19. Masks are only effective when used in combination with frequent hand cleaning with alcohol-based hand rubs, sanitizers, or washing with soap and water. If you wear a mask, dispose of it properly. The Ministry of Public Health has a hotline to provide information on the coronavirus. Members of the public can call 227-4986 or 624-3067.
Welcome back. Well, documents filed with the U.S. Department of Justice have revealed that the government of Guyana, through Director General of the Ministry of the Presidency, Joe Harmon, has hired the services of an American company, JJ&B, to make representation on the Guyana government's behalf in the U.S. on the recent elections in Guyana. The price tag attached to the hiring of the company stands at $40,000 as an initial retainer for the month of April. In the 31st of March filing, the JJ&B company indicates that it will be seeking to facilitate the resolution of the dispute regarding the recent presidential elections in Guyana and to improve relations between the U.S. and Guyana. The final results of the 2nd of March elections in Guyana are still to be declared, as an agreed recount is set to take place. Since the elections, the U.S. government through the Department of State has made known its concerns over the elections, warning that the swearing in of a president based on results that were not credible could lead to serious consequences. The recount of all the votes cast has been welcomed by the U.S. government, which recently supported a statement by the OAS calling for the recount process to be transparent and consistent. The U.S. lobby firm hired by the government has stated that it will be contacting officials in the executive and legislative branches of the U.S. government on behalf of the Guyana government and will also be providing information to the news media. The filings by the U.S. company under the Foreign Agents Registration Act also includes a dossier that carries the logo of the APNU-AFC coalition. The dossier details a number of issues and events that occurred occurred in the lead-up, during, and after the elections in Guyana. Media clippings have been attached pointing to the declaration of the Region 4 results, the court action against the declaration, the rulings of the court, and the other matters that followed. It focuses too on fake news websites that appeared during the elections, announcing and pointing to a victory for the PPP before the completion of the electoral process. In a statement last evening, the People's Progressive Party Civic described the dossier contained in the filings by the American company as preposterous.
This is the worst document I've ever seen in a long time. Even me, who is very familiar with the situation in Guyana, can't navigate my way through the confusing elements of this document. So this is what they hope they would use to lobby the US government and members of Congress to change their views about the elections in Guyana.
The party said the company hired by the government of Guyana is known as a sanction-busting company and was hired using taxpayer money. The government has since denied that claim. Back in 2019, it was announced that the PPP had hired a U.S. lobbying company of its own as it prepared for the elections. Well, the Director General of the Ministry of the Presidency, Joe Harmon, while confirming the hiring of that U.S. lobbying firm, indicated today that it is supporters of the APNU-AFC government who are standing the cost. He said government money is not being used.
I would say to you that this is not funds that have been from the government. We have supporters around the world who are very incensed, who are upset that this kind of narrative continues to be perpetuated on a daily basis, and have come forward to say, look, what can we do to help? And our supporters and friends abroad have come together, put together the little $100, $2,000 and things like that, and they are paying for this. No money has come from the government treasury.
The lobbying firm was hired by the government with Harmon as the contact person. An initial retainer cost of $40,000 is being charged by the firm for its services during this month of April. The firm is expected to tell the APNU-AFC side of the story relating to the events surrounding the 2nd of March elections. Harmon said the People's Progressive Party was spreading what he called false accusations against the government, and it was time to correct that.
There was a narrative against which we were dealing in this country. It's a narrative, it was a false narrative that had been created by the PPP and perpetuated by a company which they retained in the United States for that purpose. And that narrative was making its rounds all across the world in world capitals. And that we believed as a government it was our duty, our responsibility to ensure that our narrative, the facts as they occurred, should be placed there in these capitals. And therefore, we felt it was necessary to have a company that has that access to be able to put out our side of the story.
Mr. Harmon said he believes the government has a right to defend itself and not allow a political narrative to take control. The total number of confirmed cases of the coronavirus in Guyana has now climbed to 57, with 2 new cases being recorded in the past 24 hours. The Minister of Health this evening also reported that there are now 9 recoveries from the coronavirus in Guyana.
203 persons have tested negative, and 9 persons have recovered thus far. 14 are in institutional quarantine and 42 in isolation. And there are 4 persons in our COVID-19 ICU. Of the 57 positive COVID-19 cases, 4 are known to have a travel history, and the other 53 persons contracted the coronavirus disease in Guyana. Our confirmed cases in region number 4 represent more than 80%, with most of those cases coming from Georgetown.
Let's tell you now that heads of government of the Caribbean Community CARICOM intend to approach international financial institutions in a united front to seek financial relief as the region tackles the coronavirus pandemic. CARICOM hosted a special emergency meeting yesterday via video conference, and it was agreed that the collective approach is best in accessing assistance to meet the financial fiscal challenges arising from the health crisis. CARICOM leaders have urged that the criterion of GDP per capita not be the sole consideration in assessing the needs of the community. They said an understanding of each country's vulnerability is a far better measurement to determine need, especially as member states face multiple challenges. According to a statement from the CARICOM Secretariat, the leaders agree that additional technical work will be undertaken in specific areas to be presented for their consideration at another meeting within 2 weeks. The various ministerial councils are expected to review the proposals that will be put forward by the community. Well, the Bar Council of the Guyana Bar Association issued a call today for the Guyana Elections Commission to do all acts and things necessary in the shortest possible time to ensure the accurate, credible, and transparent declaration of the results from the elections. The Bar Council reminded that Article 69 of the Constitution mandates that on dissolution of Parliament, the next session of Parliament must commence no later than 4 months from the end of the preceding session. With the last session of Parliament being dissolved on the 30th of December last year, the Bar Council has pointed out that the next session must therefore begin no later than the 30th of April. The Guyana Elections Commission is yet to start the recount. A timeline could, however, come as early as this weekend. The Bar Council said time is of the essence. And this afternoon, the Commonwealth Observer Group said it is expected that GCOM will ensure that the general final count is undertaken and concluded in strict accordance with the relevant provisions of the Guyana Representation of Peoples Act. Further, the Commonwealth Group said it is imperative that GCOM ensures that this is done in a credible, transparent, and timely manner, bearing in mind that the people of Guyana have now waited 45 days to bring the electoral process to finality. The Commonwealth Observer Group said the delay in credibly concluding the electoral process is now even more alarming as the entire world seeks to contend with the disruptive and devastating impact of the coronavirus pandemic. The Commonwealth Observer Group said it commends the people of Guyana for peacefully exercising their right to vote for a government of their choice on the 2nd of March. Across the region is coming up next.
Wondering how you can access free learning materials for your children? Parents and guardians, please visit the Ministry of Education's website at www.education.gov.gy to access textbooks, past papers, and practice tests to keep your child engaged in continuous learning. When you have accessed the site, go to the Students tab, wait for a second, and choose the appropriate option. You now have access to the resources you need. You are encouraged to take advantage of this opportunity as we strive to provide the best education for the nation's children. A message from the Ministry of Education.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howo trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Falls, a trademark of China's Zhanghao Incorporated, located at Land of Cane in East Bank, Demerara, was incorporated in April of 2013, with over $10 billion Guyana dollars invested in a state-of-the-art 100,000 barrel fuel storage facility, a modern service station, an office complex, and a modern wharf that can berth international vessels. Having no association with any other fuel company, Falls imports its own fuel, which meets quality specifications, has all the legal permits, and is in compliance with international requirements. Its bulk facility can load 8 trucks simultaneously at a rate of 1,000 liters per minute, while the service station can service 12 cars at a time using computerized fuel pumps which can facilitate the use of ATM cards. Through its professional team of mostly Guyanese, Falls wholesales and retails fuels to the public, including farmers and miners, and will continue to positively contribute to Guyana by providing quality products, service, and attractive prices. Try Falls today for all your fuel needs.
The following is an important message from the Ministry of Public Health. Getting your workplace ready for COVID-19. Surfaces such as desks, tables, and telephones with keyboards must be wiped with disinfectant regularly, or at least every few hours. Use containers of hand sanitizers and place them in prominent places around the workplace. Provide access to places where staff can wash their hands with soap and water, and promote regular hand washing at the workplace. The Ministry of Public Health has a hotline to provide information on the coronavirus. Members of the public can call 227-4986 or 624-3067.
Across the region right now, the Director of Research at the Center for Generic Engineering and Biotechnology in Cuba, Dr. Gerardo Julian, says a clinical trial is now being held for a vaccine aimed at activating the immune system to combat the coronavirus. Speaking during a recent television interview, Dr. Julian said the drug, called CIGB 2020, is undergoing trials at the Luis Diaz Hospital in Havana, with volunteer patients suspected of being carriers of the disease. He said the drug is nasally and sublingually administered to strengthen those areas, and encouraging results have already been observed. Barbados today is reporting this evening that COVID-19 has crushed the tourism industry on the island, accounting for 5,000 hotel workers losing their jobs and shuttering nearly 9 out of 10 hotels in the industry's worst crisis, according to the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association. Thousands more are also out of work with the closure of restaurants and tourist attractions. An executive of the Barbados Tourism Association suggested that even after Barbados recovers from the coronavirus pandemic, the direct tourism services would still continue to be affected. And finally tonight, international news. The British government is extending its coronavirus lockdown measures by at least another 3 weeks, according to the Foreign Minister Dominic Raab. The government's decision to prolong its shelter-in-place restrictions followed a meeting with scientists earlier today. The Foreign Minister, who's deputizing for the Prime Minister Boris Johnson, said the rate of COVID-19 infections has not slowed enough to justify lifting the shutdown in the UK. Restrictions on public life have been in place in the UK since the 23rd of March. People have been told to stay at home, with the exception of limited shopping for essential food and medical supplies and exercise. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting.